Hi everyone, my name is Sanat Popli and I'm a teaching assistant of Info 7390 that is Advanced in Data Science and Architecture. And I'm a T under Professor Nick Brown and this is my another video in the series of Learning Data Science. So our today's topic is exploring chain of thoughts prompting in AI, which is one of the nine pillars of AI. So today we will talk about like most fascinating and powerful ideas behind the reasoning of both human and AI systems. You have probably heard this term used when people talk about large language models like GPT or Claude, but the concept is actually much older and deeply connected to how humans reason through complex problems. If I talk about part one, that is when we solve a math problem, write an argument, or even make a decision, we usually don't jump straight to the final decision. Instead, we move through a series of reasoning to jump to the conclusion and we follow a protocol like how to solve this step by step. For example, let's take an example of a train. You have to take a train from Boston and you have to reach New York. So it might start at 3 p.m. and you will reach New York at 6 p.m. So how your brain will work? Okay, so the departure time is 3 p.m. and the arrival at New York station is 6 p.m. So it's about 3 hours. So that's how we just jump to the conclusion. Let's talk a simple mathematical example of that. Like if I give an example of 5 cube, so how we will solve this problem? Like if we are not a good mathematician, good mathematicians can tell this really easily. But what if we are just an average mathematic guy? So just 5 into 5 into 5. So the next step would be 5 into 5 is 25 into 5. And after that, what would be the original answer? It's 125. So we have followed a protocol which we call chain of thoughts, which is a very much and most important concept of learning AI because it is one of the nine pillars of AI. So that's how we get answer through chain of thoughts. Mm, let's talk about like what is 27 multiplied by 43. This is a difficult problem. So how we can solve this? 27 into 40 is 1080. That is easy to do because 40, anything you can multiply by 40 very easily rather than 43. Then you will multiply 3 into 27, that is 81. And in the end, we will add the result and get the result, that is 1161. That's how the this technique work. Basically, this technique is called adding a small phrase like let's think step by step, activate the chain of thought reasoning mode, learning to better accuracy and interpretation. Why it matters? So why should we, as a researcher and data scientist, care? Because understanding chain of thought help us design better prompts for model, especially when we need logical or multiple step answers. Analyze how reasoning errors happen. We can trace where the chain broke down. Build explainable AI systems, model that not only give answer but also justify them. Improve human AI collaboration. We can align machine reasoning closer to human thought processes. Let's talk about a practical demonstration. Let's do a simple demonstration. I'll show you two prompts to model and compare results. Without chain of thought, a farmer has 17 sheep and all has 9 run away. How many are left? Model quickly run 9. It got quickly, but it didn't answer, explain why. But with prompt 2, that is with chain of thought, a farmer has 17 sheep, all but 9 run away. Let's reason step by step. The model response would be the phase all but 9 means 9 didn't run away. So 9 are left. Same answer, but now we see the reasoning. That visibility is what makes chain of thought so powerful. We can like talk about the pitfalls and the responsible use. However, chain of thought has its challenge. When model produce detailed reasoning steps, there is a risk of first overconfidence, second is data leakage, and third is bias amplification. That's why researchers are working on faithful reasoning and safe disclosure technique, ensuring that model chain of thought is both accurate and responsible. To wrap up with, I also have published an article on my LinkedIn related to chain of thought. So I have write everything about that and also created a small website to learn chain of thoughts very easily. So you can go on my LinkedIn, that is Sanat Popli, and you can explore this article that is exploring chain of thoughts prompting in AI. And also I'll pin down this link of my LinkedIn as well as the this article on my YouTube video. Thank you and have a nice day.